Well, obviously, it's great to be here on the island, and the hospitality we received has been terrific. And always trying to get the first game is always the one you want to get under your belt. Just proud of our guys, how they battled back. And obviously, we got a lot of things to clean up, a lot of things to get better at. But the resiliency and the fortitude that these guys play with, is obviously makes up who they are. And there's a lot of things execution-wise we got to get better at. But I like how hard they played. I like how they didn't flinch when Tennessee made a run as we thought they would do. But obviously, there's a lot of things we can take from this, and that's what makes this tournament so good, is that you see good competition 3 days in a row, and you got to continue to improve from game to game, and then also prepares you for what's coming down the road as you get ready for conference play. So, like I said, just proud of how hard we played. We got to play a little bit more intelligently as we continue to move forward. I think a lot like Bronson and Ethan both said, we need to it's more what we're doing to ourselves, regardless of the opponent. This is something we've continually tried to work on, and it's playing too fast. It's not playing at a tempo where you're under control. And some of it's passing and catching fundamentals, but a lot of it's footwork in terms of decisions we're making when we're in the air or don't have our balance, or we try to throw the ball into places that it has no business going. So, it's something that has to be reduced drastically. We know it. We'll continue to work on it, and they understand it. They understand that if we want to, become the best we can be throughout the course of the season, that's 18 shots we don't get at the basket. So it'll be constantly reinforced and continue to work on it. But like I said, Tennessee, I thought, did a good job at the right times of trying to speed us up. And it's a matter of not so much what they're doing as how we responded to it, and it's more of the pace that it forces some people to play at that needs to be slowed down a little bit. I thought he was, that's one thing we've talked about is trying to him becoming a more complete player, and by that I mean making game-impacting plays the whole game. And I thought he was pretty active in the zone. The steal he had, the block he had. He did a pretty good job in that, the back end of it. But that's the type of impact he can have, and that's what we've talked about a lot. He needs to continue to be an everyday player, and he's working on that. But I thought he impacted the game in a lot of different ways on both ends of the floor. And we got him the ball early inside and didn't come away with much, but at least it set a tone that we needed to continue to throw the ball inside and be aggressive at the rim. And obviously we got the bonus quick, which helped us, like down the stretch, shooting free throws. So, like I said, becoming more consistent, that's the biggest thing. We know what he can do. He's a very talented young man, tremendous player, but it's a matter of that type of impact all the time. Yeah, we had talked about it as a staff and looked at some film of what we had seen, and that's usually when the decision, or why a decision is made, what we had seen, because you have very little film from this year, so you're going back to previous years or last year in terms of your decision to when it can be effective, when it can't, who it can be effective against. But I thought what it did, it minimized dribble penetration, and that was something we were having an issue with. We were doing pretty good with it early, then they were able to find gaps, and we broke a lot of rules defensively early and late in the second half, which allowed them to get some momentum. Then I thought at the start of the second half, it was more our offensive inefficiency that led to their offense. It wasn't so much that what we were doing. It's hard to defend when they're turning it over or taking some bad shots and not getting good looks, and when we have to play a transition defense in transition. So I just thought I was going to give it a look for a while and see what the response was, and I thought we did a pretty good job. I think we played at 9 possessions. It was 11 points, but the type of shots that we were giving up and what we took away from them, there was the first possession, we had 3 loose balls we should have had. So there was, I thought at least half of those 11 points should have not occurred had we just stuck to our rules and cleaned up loose balls that were bouncing around. We tried to dribble a loose ball once loose in the paint. And as Bronson said, we closed out improperly a couple times, and it created gaps. It wasn't so much that what happened, it was the result or a cause and effect of similar like what happens in man-to-man when you get beat off the dribble. You have to rotate, and it ends up leaving somebody else open, and teams that put the ball on the floor a lot, can be effective when they do that. So I thought it changed the pace just enough for us to, we got 3 turnovers out of it, we scored out of it. We got a long ways to go with it, and our man is still our best defense, but we've got to get better at that as well. So it was a good look, and I liked what I saw, but we got to get better with it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they did a pretty good job of getting up and pressuring us, trying to speed us up. And I mean, it's early in the year, and that's good. It was a good test for us, and it just kind of showed us what we need to work on. We need to, slow down, not let them speed us up, and play at our pace and control the tempo more so.
I think one of the biggest things that this team did differently was they didn't double. And I mean, I have been talking with the coaching staff about doing things more efficiently down low and getting in front of guys rather than flashing up next to them. So I put myself in better spots, but they also didn't double.